Hey there, it's Linda Cromar. I'm coming to you from my home office in Colorado. And today we're going to talk about something that I think you probably hear a lot, but you probably don't realize the importance of it. How often do you really take the time to be grateful for what you already have, the things that have happened in your life that are good? Because no matter how poor you think you are, no matter how bad you think things are, there is always something to find, if you really look for it, to be grateful for. For instance, I can always look at my house. I mean, it's not the $1,000,000 house, but I'll tell you one thing. When it's cold outside, like it is today, my house is always cozy and warm. So I'm grateful for that. I have a 3-story house, if you count the basement. And I have a lot of family living with me, so it makes it kind of interesting at times. But it also is a great thing that happens is that I am always able to have someone that can help when my husband needs, to be cared for in some way. Sometimes I need a break. And because I made a decision, I think it's been around 7 years ago, to have Lenny and Lydia live with me. That's my son, my oldest son, and his wife. That meant that they were paying me rent. At the time, I really needed it. It's not as big a deal now, but at the time, it was important. And it also helps me now because they still do, because I'm having them kind of be my backup for my husband's needs. So if I need to get out, I want to go do my nails, I want to do my hair, I want to get lunch. Just simple things like that. I simply just ask them to be available for his needs. And, they're not that huge. A lot of the time, lately, in fact, he's doing a lot more sleeping. He's doing a lot more sitting around doing nothing. It seems to be, he won't say that he's in pain, but he acts like he's in pain, if you know what I mean. So, because of that, I have more to do for him, but also I need more help. And so I am grateful that I have people that are willing to help. Because if I was only taking care of him in my own house by myself, I can guarantee there'd probably not be time for the business, because I would have to, or I'd have to figure out ways that I had very little action and more automation. And that probably is not as effective as, for instance, video marketing, because people like to see your face. They like to hear your voice. They like to hear your stories. Those things help you actually create what you want better than the written word. I mean, the written word works too, but when people can see your face, they can hear your voice, especially if you're looking directly into the camera lens, like I'm doing right now, really concentrating on not allowing my eyes to wander much, because I want to make eye contact with you in the same sense as if we were standing in the same room looking at each other. But since that isn't the truth, video is the next best thing. And after video comes audio. People like to hear and see who they are possibly connecting with, especially when there is a chance that they might buy something from you. The days of being able to just throw a link out there and just throw it out there and not do anything else and actually get a whole bunch of sales is really gone. People are more suspicious. They need to have kind of more validation. And video helps that. But if I had this house all by myself without my kids here to help me out, I don't think I'd have time to do very much. And there'd be a lot more work. I mean, Jared does almost all of the dishes and the trash removal from the house. And he keeps the kitchen pretty clean most of the time. That is his chore instead of paying me rent. Now, Lenny does a lot of the things outside, repairs and upgrades to keep our house in good order, and that I'm very, very grateful for. Lydia is the shopper and the decorator. She likes to do that kind of stuff. So I have a lot of things that happen in my house that I don't have to be responsible for. And I'm absolutely grateful for that. Because when the money has started to flow finally, after years and years, consistent work, I am seeing the money flow almost every single day. And that is happening because I spent the time working on it, being willing to do the hard stuff, being willing to be extremely boringly consistent. Boringly consistent. That's a really good adjective if you think about it. I don't mean that I'm always boring. I hope I'm not. But I do know that sometimes consistent action isn't always the most exciting thing. It's much more fun to jump on every new thing that flashes on your screen. But I can tell you, that's not the way to success. But I am grateful for the business opportunities I have had the opportunity to be part of. And I am building those consistently because I believe in them and I trust them and I love them. I like techie things. I like internet things because for one thing, most of the time, internet saves you a lot of time. And if we look at how the business has had to change, even live events, if you look around, most people are not going to great big live events any longer. But now what's coming into vogue is the real flashy event, which is actually virtual. They're calling them virtual, but basically they are doing everything but putting you right next to somebody else. In other words, instead of our bodies being next to each other, now our screens are next to each other. So if you've ever watched some of the things, Ray Higdon, there's several others. I know Tony Robbins has one that he's advertising at the moment. And you can see from some of his pictures that they're using probably Zoom, but they're doing it in a different way than the average Zoom call, because the average Zoom call only allows you for 100 to maybe 500 people in the room. And these big events usually are going to be thousands of people. So they had to have, I think there's an organization that's doing that for almost everybody. And they are doing what they would probably consider, each screen represents a room probably of 500 to 1,000 each. And so that would represent how many people are actually on that live event, which is virtual. I'm grateful for that, actually. I've attended several of them. I find them real interesting because I can participate because I don't have to travel. So there's a good thing that has happened because of COVID, is that live virtual events are now becoming the norm. I mean, a year ago, I would have never dreamed that our church, because our church just never has done live events where they stream their service so that you can watch from your home. Now, when people that are still afraid to go out because of COVID or whatever, although I don't think that it's as bad as it was at the very beginning. I think it has diluted because of how many people have gotten it. And I think there's less people that are actually contagious, and there's definitely less people dying. That doesn't mean it isn't serious, but that is a good thing. Eventually, we will probably get back to some sort of normal. I don't know what that'll look like yet, but I do know that things might change. And I think for the most part, most of it has been for the good. I'm grateful for that because my business would not survive if I had to go and do home meetings or face-to-face meetings with people all over the place. I just wouldn't be able to work that out. But I can do that on the internet. And so I'm grateful for these changes that have actually made my business go better than it did in the past. If you think about it, you can find lots of things to be grateful for. And I gave you a few things on my list that are actually unusual. Not everybody is going to be able to say identical things. And I think that's cool too. You might be grateful for something that's totally different than what I'm grateful for. That doesn't make it any less real, and it's good. You want to be grateful for the things in your life, whatever they are. So I've given you a few of mine. What is your list? I hope you've had an awesome experience with this video, and I'll be talking to you again soon. Bye for now.